Okay, so I started out in comedy. I'm a stand-up comic, for better or worse, sometimes worse.
She's going to be performing at the Punchline on St. Patrick's Day weekend. So please give a warm welcome to Julia Jackson.
The politically correct term for me is biracial. Personally, I prefer mulatto because it sounds more like a luxury sedan.
But I never considered solo performance. And then a good friend of mine who's gone on to bigger and better things, to become Bell, maybe you've heard of him, he started creating solo performance work, curating, directing a workshop. And then I went and was immediately hooked on a different kind of stage work and writing for the stage and solo performance. I was never nervous. I just felt like I was just sharing something with the audience, and I actually didn't care what they did with it. I was really just creating something for the sake of creating it and having that connection with the audience, which I never had in stand-up. You know, stand-up is all about laughs per minute, and if you don't laugh, I hate you. The posting in localtheaterny.com. I thought I could submit and just go to New York again and do the solo show again. Then I read the fine print and realized, oh, no, these are traditionally, cast plays. And a couple years before, when I performed the piece at Solomania in New Orleans, the man who ran the festival approached me and said, I would like to direct your show as a play. And initially I was quite offended that he was maybe saying something about my acting abilities, and then I got over myself. And so it planted a bug though in my mind, like, yeah, what would this show look like? My script for the solo show was more like a bunch of napkins from a bar that I stapled together. Okay, they were just my notes. For better or worse, I like to live in my head, and that's where the show was. So I would just do the show and do the show. When I applied to Strawberry, unfortunately, I had to actually get on the computer and look up Google how to properly format a play. That was a learning experience. Most exciting moments thus far for me in the process was after Larry cast the play, I was sent the headshots of the actors. And for example, Anthony Goss plays Clarence, who's the birth father in the story. And all these are characters I created. And I always had in my mind kind of, not only because I perform his mannerisms and who he is, but you can't help it in your head. You have a physical idea of what this person might look like. And so the first time I opened an email and saw Clarence was stunning. And in this particular case, he looked exactly like what I thought. I often would give tickets to people who are in recovery at a clean and sober facility, and they come to the show. And I'll tell you that these were not theater goers at all. And at the end of the show, a gentleman came up to me and he said, and I quote, "I've never been to the theater, man, I'm coming back."